Hi there, I'm Tommy Larkin, and today we Tendu it with some leg engagement, balance stabilization, and a little ballet movement. Welcome back. Today we integrate some ballet-like movement into our Utkatasana pose. You know, the one most people call chair pose. Through an isometric hold with one leg and an integration of an aspect of the Tendu movement, we can challenge our balance while building constructive strength in our legs, hips, and core. Before we continue, let me say I'm not a ballet dancer. I've taken a few classes over the years to get a better understanding of functional movement in my body and found ballet aided me in this quest. As a result, my knowledge base is very bastardized. I tend to profess some things which are not exact, but exude the essence of the action, movement, and/or process. This can also be seen in the way I integrate various elements of the martial arts into my yoga and fitness teaching as well. So my apologies for any misuse of the terms or physical actions of doing this tweak. Now, a tendu is a movement, not a position, and means tight or stretched. The basics of a tendu is similar to the balance with reach, stabilization, in that we are balancing on one leg while moving the other. In both of these exercises, the tendu or reaching leg moves forward, to the side, and then behind us. I came to today's tweak as a spontaneous movement in a class one day. It sort of just showed up as a happy alternative to doing the work while standing. It also makes Utkatasana a little more palatable than just holding the position. So let's first look at the basics of Utkatasana. Utkata means difficult, uneven, ardent, which leads us to fierce and intense. We call it chair pose because it resembles the shape of a chair. The benefits of the pose are numerous, but for today's purpose, I want to focus on the strengths gained in the ankles and calves through the flexion of the joint and lengthened engagement of the calves. The shin side is put into an intense contraction which, coupled with the hamstrings, which flexes the knee, and the tensor fasciae latae, stabilize the knees and hips. The quadriceps are engaged to flex the hip joint, while the gluteus maximus supports and holds the hips in position. To keep stabilization and to balance in the body, the core has to engage, thus producing integral abdominal control. Furthermore, the erector spinae muscles along the back, along with the lower trapezius, the serratus muscles, and the rhomboids, keep the chest lifted and balances the potential lean forward of the torso. Now today we are taking the traditional overhead arm position out of play and stretching them out from the shoulders. This allows us to focus on the work in the lower body and mid-torso region. Now for the actual movement today, once we are in our standing position of Utkatasana with the arms stretched out to the side, we then inhale, stretch one leg forward, then exhale and bring it back to the starting position. Here is where the action of the tendu is integrated. When stretching the leg out, you want to point the foot and create as much extension as possible while squeezing the muscles tightly into the bones. In addition, the toes just tap the ground on the extension. Then when returning to our starting position, we don't quite put the foot all the way down. You just want to tap the foot lightly. This maintains our proceptivity-rich environment, which increases our ability to better build balance and strength. One other note, don't inadvertently move the hips up and down to extend the leg. Keep the hip as stationary as possible. The moving leg is more an extension of the knee and then a movement from the hip to create the length in the leg. So let's get to doing the exercise. So today we'll do 3 taps in each direction on both sides as an example. So come to standing on your mat with the feet together. Inhaling, bend your knees and reach the arms overhead. Exhaling, lift the chest and lower the arms to shoulder height with the palms facing upwards. Inhaling, bring your balance to the left foot and stretch your right leg forward and tap the toes. Exhaling, draw the foot back to its starting position, tapping the foot but keep the heel lifted. Inhaling, stretch the right leg forward and tap the toes. Exhale, draw the foot back, tap the toes. Inhale, stretch the right leg forward, tap the toes. Exhale, draw that right foot back, tap the foot. Now to the outside. Inhale, stretching the foot out to the side, tap the toes. Exhale, draw the foot back in, tap. Inhale, stretch it out to the side. Exhale, draw it back in, tap the foot. Inhale, stretch it out to the side, tap the toes. Exhale, draw the foot back in, tap. Now to the back. Inhale, stretch the right leg out behind you, tap the top of the toes. Exhale, draw the foot back in, tap the foot. Inhale, stretch the right leg out behind you, tap the top of the toes. Exhale, draw the foot back in, tap. Inhale, stretch the right leg out behind you, tap the top of the toes. Exhale, draw the right foot back in, place the foot down. Now let's go to the left side. Now inhale, stretch the left foot out in front of you, tap the toes. Exhale, draw the foot back in, tap. Inhale, stretch the right leg out in front of you, tap the toes. Exhale, draw the foot back in, tap. Inhale, stretch the leg out in front of you, tap the toes. Exhale, draw the leg back in, tap. Now to the outside. Inhale, stretch it out to the side. Exhale, draw the left foot back in, tap. Inhale, stretch the left leg out to the side, tap the toes. Exhale, draw the leg back in. Inhale, stretch the leg out to the side. And exhale, draw the leg back in. Now to the back. Inhale, stretch the leg out behind you, tap the top of the toes. Exhale, draw the foot back in, tap. Inhale, stretch the left leg out behind you, tap the top of the toes. Exhale, draw the leg back in, tap. Last time, inhale, stretch the leg out behind you, tap the top of the toes. Exhale, draw it back in, place the foot down. Now inhale, reach the arms overhead. And exhale, straighten the legs, draw the hands down to the heart. Phew, now maybe a plain old Utkatasana or chair pose would be easier. I don't really know. Now I do know that you did a great job. However, if you found balance a little challenging, you can use the wall or a chair to provide more moral support if needed. Also, you can place the foot down in between each extension as you build more strength and balance. As for the number of reps, I recommend 5 in each direction. I like to do them all in one cycle, then move to the other leg. However, you could do each direction individually on each side, building an alternating sequence. So there you go. I hope you gained some great benefits from today's work. If you have any questions about this tweak or any previous one, let me know. Put your question in the comments of the specific tweak and I'll get back to you. Also, if you like today's tweak, I'd really appreciate you hitting that like button below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Plus, check out the website and follow us on social media for other inspiration and great ways to increase your optimal vitality. You'll find those links in the description below. As always, thank you so much for joining me today, and until next time, have an amazing week and be excellent to each other.